One thing I like to reiterate, one thing I like to tell every student in my class is if a pose is too difficult, too intense, or you're just way more warmed up than everyone else and you need a second to cool down, do a nice vinyasa, raise the arms up, forward fold down, place the hands on the shins, lengthen through the crown, halfway lift, walk the hands out, plank pose, lower down, lift the chest, upward facing dog, tuck the toes to the mat, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. From there, bring the knees to the mat so you're in tabletop. Tuck the toes to the tops of the feet around the mat. Bring those hips back to the balls of your feet and just sit in child's pose. This is it. No one's going to be upset. Yoga is about moving at your pace, no one else's. So if you have to do this a couple times a session, that's completely fine. Just breathe. And when you're ready, you can join us in the next pose. Hi everyone. I wanted to start this off by saying thank you for those who are here on day 1 of our 10-day yoga challenge to reconnect. So let's start by doing a little breath work. Lower the eyes. And just breathe. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Now on our next breath, we're going to take our right hand, put it on our chest, and our left hand, put it on our belly. And we're going to inhale and letting the air fill the belly. And exhale. One more time, inhale, letting the air fill the belly. Place our hands on the mat. And we're going to lean to the right side, giving a good side body stretch. Softly extend the left arm over. Lean into the left arm, left hand. side. Swing the knees under us. And now we're in tabletop position. We're going to start with our cat-cows. Inhale, arch the back, drop the belly, raise the head. Exhale, arch the back, round the back, drop the head. Inhale, arch that back in, lift the head. Exhale, drop the head, round the back up. Two more rotations. Next inhale, we're going to extend our left foot and our right hand for bird dogs. If you got to readjust on the mat like I did, go ahead and make sure you're in tabletop position where your hands and shoulders are under the hands and elbows are under the shoulders and knees are under the hips. Alright, now extend. If you feel you're wobbling or moving around, you would clench in the abs to really get the core working. Extend outward and bring the wrist to the knee. Inhale, extend outwards. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, bring it out. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to take our right arm, rotate it around to our left knee and hold. Go. Now we're doing our right leg and left hand. Curl in on the exhale, extend out on the inhale. Last one. Take our right hand, wrap it around that left foot, and inhale. Exhale. And back to tabletop pose. We're doing great. Now we're going to tuck the toes under. And we're going to lift those hips. Walk our hands to meet our feet. Slowly rise up, one vertebrae at a time. Mountain pose. Alright, we're going to start our sun salutations. Really good way to build up some internal body heat. Sorry, just gonna adjust. Okay, so. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down to meet the feet. Inhale, hands Hands on the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, lower back down and walk the hands out to plank pose. Lower down. Lift the upper body, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet to meet the hands. Hands on the shins, halfway lift. Lower back down for forward fold. And slowly roll back up to mountain pose. Sun A. On the next one, I'm going to really break it down for you. So now, for those of you who can't touch their toes, you inhale, stretch the arms up, a soft bend in the knees, and then bring your hands to meet the feet. You don't want to lock your knees out. Sit here for a second. Halfway lift where our hands are, tip of the fingers are still on the mat. I like to place mine on the shins. And when you place yours on the shins, you don't want to dome the back. You want to arch it to neutral spine, bringing your shoulders back as well. Now, from halfway lift, come back down, walk the hand out, and feet, if you need to, form plank pose. Lower down, tops of the feet on the mat, lifting the chest. You don't want to slouch down to where your ears are practically touching your shoulders. You want to lift with your chest, bringing your shoulders back and down slightly, or you can really open up. Tuck those toes so you can lift on them. Lift the hips up and back. Upward facing dog, or downward facing dog, I'm so sorry. And breathe. This is pedaling dog. Walking the dog. Now you slowly walk the feet to meet the hands. Place the hands back on the shins for halfway lift. And lower down. Good back stretch, good back thigh, hamstring area. The more you exhale, the deeper this stretch gets. And slowly rise back up, mountain. Last one. Reach the arms up, hands up. Slowly lower the hands to meet the feet. Inhale, halfway lift, place the hands on the shins, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, lower back down. On the next inhale, you want to lower down to plank pose. And lift your top body, lifting with your chest, upward facing dog. Tuck those toes so the toes are on the mat. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk the hands to meet the feet. the hands on the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, back down, forward fold. Slowly lift. Mountain pose. With that, you should feel a moderate amount of internal heat. Now for the next one, I feel the burn. But again, if any of these poses are too difficult, too stressful, any of that, if you just caress, I can't get in that pose, that is fine. You can do a slight vinyasa into a child's pose, which I'll probably edit to where that is at the beginning of the video. Next one is Selfie. Now, stretch the hands up. Slight bend in the knees with pushing your sits bones, your hips, pushing them back slightly. Like you're almost trying to sit in a chair. This is chair pose. We're gonna hold it. 1, 2, lower down. Place the hands back on the mat. Hands on the shins for halfway lift. All the way down to the mat. Walk your hands up, plank pose. Lower it down and lift the chest, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes to the mat, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Now this one, you want to take your right foot, bring the knee to the nose or the chin, step it between your hands. Let your hands frame your right foot. And you lift off your right foot and you're in a lunge. If you feel like you're wobbling, core strength, suck in those abs, tighten them. Raise the hands again, getting a nice back stretch and lower back down, hands back on the mat. Step your right foot back. Lower down from plank pose to upward facing dog. Tuck the toes to the mat. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Now we take our left foot, step between our hands. Lift on the left foot. Stretch those hands to the sky and lower back down. Step the left foot back, plank pose, lower down, lift the chest, upward facing dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Walk the hands to meet the feet. Hands on the shins, halfway lift. Lower back down. Now before you come up, you want to send the hips back a little to where they're still low in chair pose, and the hands up. And from there, mountain pose. And that one you're going to feel a little heat. It's good. If it's too hard, again, child's pose like the beginning of the video says. Inhale, raise the arms up. Lower the hips down, back a little. Drop the hands to the mat. Place the hands on the shins. Exhale. Inhale, walk the feet. Walk the hands out to plank pose. Inhale, lower down. Exhale. Upward facing dog. Tuck the toes to the mat. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Again, right foot. Step it between the hands. Lift up on the right foot. Nice big inhales and exhales. Lift the hands. Bring it back down to the mat. Bring the right foot back. Lower down from plank to upward facing dog. Tuck the toes to the mat. Lift the hips up and back. That left foot. Bring it between our hands again. Lift on the left foot. Nice deep lunge. Stretch the hands up and bring them back down to the mat. Bring the left foot back from the plank to upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Walk the hands to meet the toes. Place the hands on the shins. Halfway lift. Back down to the mat. Bring those hips back a little. Lift the hands. Chair pose. Slowly rise to mountain pose. Perfect. Okay. Alright. Next we take our left foot. First, place your hands on the hips. Put your weight in your left foot and lift the right foot. Perfect. And step forward. No big stumps, just a slight step forward. Now, our right foot should be in front of the left foot. No bent knees or no locked out knees. Slight bend. And we forward bend, giving a nice hamstring stretch again. Now this time we're going to do pyramid pose. If you need balance, you can keep your hands up by your feet. You can keep them in between the feet. Or if you feel you have enough balance, you know how to activate the core, place them behind your back. Place the hands back by the right foot, pivot on the right foot a little, and take one slight step outward in the left. Place your right hand on your right foot, and extend the left arm to the sky. With a slight bend in the right foot, put our weight in our right foot as we push the top half up in a nice star position. Your toes should be pointing in front of you, And now we're going to bend the knees, lower the top half, and bend the arms at a 90-degree angle, out to the side, hands to the seat. Should feel a deep stretch here. If it's too deep, you can come up a little. If you need a chair behind you, you can easily set a chair behind you. Slowly come up. Turn our toes to the left. Place our left hand. Lean down to touch our left foot. And our right hand should be up to the seat. Now we pivot, turning to the left some more, and step your right foot out towards the right. If you did it here on the right side, you do it on the left. Same with this stance. Same with this stance. Always want to even the stretch. Bend the right knee and bring it to the top of your mat. And while the left knee is bent out in front of you, going to do a deep low lunge. Make sure your ankle is directly under your knee. You place hands on the hips, superhero. Place them up here behind the head if that works too. Gives you a deeper back bend. And from there, roll the hips back, or you're in a half split. One more time. Lean into the left knee. Low lunge. Roll it back toward the left knee straight. Half split. Turn outward to your right side. Your left knee is still extended out. We'll place our left hand little ways between the ankle and the knee. Never place it on the knee. Take your right hand. Stretch it overhead. Get a nice side body stretch. Bring it back over. And we're going to bring our left knee in to where it is on the mat. Taking our right knee out, extending that out. Pivoting to where our right foot is right in front of us. And we're going to bend. Bent right knee, left knee is on the mat, tops of the left foot is on the mat. Again, we can be in a superhero stance. Hands can be behind the head. Give a good deep back stretch. Now we're going to take our hands, place them to the mat, straighten the right front leg by leaning those hips back, half split. Inhale, roll back forward to bending that right front knee and stretching the front leg. If this is too deep, again, you can just be right here. You don't have to go as low as me. If you need a block, always put, you can put a block between groin, or you can lift the back knee to bring it closer to you. From here, if your hands are on the ground, you want to take both hands, bring them in, like you're trying to walk your hands to the left side and pivot on that left knee. Straighten the right leg. Place the hands midway down, never on the knee. Bring your left hand, bring it over, and gate pose. Center, bring both knees in, and we're gonna sit back. Our heels are close on the hips and the bump, and we're gonna lower down into child's pose. I'm gonna turn this way, that way you can see me, lower down, child's pose. You can stretch the hands out. You can bring them by your side. Just breathe. Up. Bring the hips back to the mat. Come into cross-legged pose. Lotus pose, easy pose. We're just going to breathe for a second. Together, in pose. Thank you for joining me on my first day. First day of my 10-day yoga journey, yoga challenge to reconnect.